This, hello my friends, Dr. Mandell here. If you're over the age of 60, let me tell you something very important. Muscle growth is not a thing of the past. Yes, even in your 60s, 70s, this and beyond, you can build strength, regain lost muscle, and feel more alive than ever before. But here's the problem: as we age, our muscles naturally begin to shrink. This condition is called sarcopenia, and it's one of the BIGS reasons why older adults lose their independence. They fall, they become immobile, and they stop enjoying life the way they used to. But here's the good news. There's a natural supplement backed by science, loved by athletes, and now finally being recognized for its incredible power to restore muscle in seniors. It's called Creatine Monohydrate. Yes, creatinine. And don't let that name scare you. Lift your knee up like this. This is not a steroid. This is not a bodybuilder's drug. This is one of the most researched, safest, and most effective supplements on the planet, especially for people like you. Like this. I want to speak directly to all out there who are in your 60s, 70s, even 80s and beyond. Those of you who have been told that getting older automatically means getting weaker, like this, that you're just supposed to accept frailty, shrinking muscles, aching joints, and declining strength like it's some kind of life sentence. But I'm here to tell you something incredibly empowering, like this. That belief is wrong. Just because you've passed a certain age doesn't mean your body stops working. It doesn't mean your muscles stop responding. And it definitely doesn't mean that you have to accept feeling weak, tired, or broken. Muscle loss, medically known as sarcopenia, is common as we age, but it is NOT, inevitable. Yes, it's true that beginning in your 30s and 40s, we start to lose muscle mass slowly, maybe 1% per year, and after 60, that can accelerate if we're not proactive. But here's the truth that not enough people are talking about. Muscle growth is still very much possible after 60. The human body is remarkably adaptive. Your muscles don't, no. Your age, They respond to signals, to stimulation, to nutrition, to movement, to rest. And if you give them the right support, they will respond. Even if it's been decades since you've felt strong, like this. Many seniors come to my clinic feeling defeated. They'll say, "Doc, I'm too old for this. My body just doesn't recover like it used to." And yes, this recovery does slow down, but that doesn't mean it stops. You see, we've been conditioned to think aging equals deterioration, when in reality, aging simply requires a different approach, a smarter, more tailored, more patient one. Let me share a story with you. A patient of mine, 72 years old, came in frustrated because he couldn't get up from the floor without using both hands in support. He thought it was just part of getting old. I asked him like this, "Have you been moving your body?" "Not really," he said. "Have you been eating enough protein, taking supplements, doing any strength work?" "No." He replied within 6 weeks, just 6, of starting a very simple bodyweight resistance routine, walking 3 days a week, increasing his protein intake slightly, and adding a basic creatine supplement, this man could not only get off the floor without help, he was walking longer distances, standing taller, and feeling more confident than he had in years. Why this? Because we didn't accept the myth that strength dies with age. Science backs this up too. There are numerous peer-reviewed studies showing that older adults in their 60s, 70s, even 90s, can build muscle mass and strength through proper nutrition and resistance training. In one study, a group of seniors in their late 70s were put through a gentle strength program. In just 10 weeks, they saw up to 103% improvement in muscle strength. That's not just maintenance. That's reversal. Another important point, muscle is not just about lifting weights or looking toned. Muscle is your metabolism. It's your immune system. It protects your joints. It keeps your bones healthy. It allows you to walk, stand, sit, get out of bed. It's your freedom. When you lose muscle, you lose more than size. You lose independence. And sadly, once many older adults lose that, they start to decline rapidly, like this. Falls become more common. Hospitalizations go up. Confidence and motivation go down. That's why I get so passionate about this topic, because muscle is life. But here's the exciting part in this. Even if you've been sedentary for years, it's not too late to turn things around. Your muscles have memory. They want to work. And with just a few weeks of consistent effort, you can begin to rebuild. I always tell my patients, you don't need a gym. You don't need fancy machines. Start with what your body gives you. Use your body weight. Do chair squats. Stand up and sit down slowly from a chair 10 times. Walk your hallway. Use resistance bands. If you've never done strength work before this, work with a physiotherapist or a trainer who understands senior physiology. And don't forget the nutrition side. Muscles don't grow from movement alone. They need fuel. Most seniors I talk to are under eating protein. Protein is the foundation of muscle growth and repair. Aim for 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. Especially if you're active. That could be as simple as adding eggs, Greek yogurt, legumes, tofu, fish, or a protein shake into your routine. And yes, safe. Proven supplements like creatine monohydrate can enhance the process. We'll talk more about that in another session. But understand this, if you give your body what it needs, movement, nutrients, hydration, rest, it will adapt, it will grow, and you will feel stronger. There's one more thing I want you to remember. Your mindset is everything. So many people over 60 have been told to slow down, be careful, or take it easy. And yes, we should always listen to our bodies and avoid injury. But we also have to challenge ourselves safely. Your brain listens to your beliefs. If you believe you're too old to grow, your body will follow. But if you believe in progress, if you believe you're still capable, something incredible happens, you get better. I have watched people at 65, 70, 80 years old become stronger than they were in their 50s because they changed their mindset and followed through with consistent action. Let me repeat this. Your muscles don't know your age. They know use. If you use them, they grow. If you ignore them, they shrink. It's that simple. So today, I want you to walk away with this one truth, you are not too old, you late, you are not too far gone. No matter where you're starting from, even if you've been sedentary, even if you've lost a lot of strength, muscle growth is still possible. Start today, start small. Start with a walk, a squat, a stretch, anything. But start, because your body is listening. And it's ready to grow, no matter your age. I love you, I care about you. And I want you to feel strong, independent, and vibrant again. I want to address something that I know might raise a few eyebrows, especially for those of you who are a bit skeptical of supplements or have been told to. Just eat right and exercise and leave it at that. But today I want to introduce, or maybe reintroduce, a supplement that could truly change your life after 60. And that supplement is called creatine monohydrate. Now hold on, lift your knee up like this. Before your mind jumps to young bodybuilders, muscle shakes, or gym rats, let me stop you right there. Because what I'm about to share with you is not just for athletes or people lifting heavy weights. Creatine is for you. Yes, you in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. This is not some trendy, new age supplement that just popped up last year. No, creatine has been around for decades. And it's one of the most researched supplements in the world. I'm talking over 1,000 scientific studies confirming its safety, effectiveness, and long-term benefits, not just for building muscle, but for improving the quality of life. Especially in older adults. You see, as we get older, our muscle stores of creatine begin to decline, just like many other essential nutrients in the body. But the beautiful thing is this decline can be reversed safely and naturally through supplementation. Let's break this down so you fully understand what creatine does. Like this. Creatine is a compound made from 3 amino acids, arginine, glycine, and methionine. It's naturally produced in your liver and kidneys and stored mainly in your muscles. And it plays a key role in energy production, particularly for short bursts of activity. Now you might say, well, I'm not doing sprints or lifting big weights. So why do I need that? And here's the answer. Every time you rise from a chair, every time you walk up a stair, every time you catch your balance when you trip, your body uses creatine. It helps your muscles fire quickly and efficiently. And without it, those basic actions become harder, slower, and more tiring. That's why creatine deficiency is directly linked to fatigue, weakness, and slow recovery, especially in older adults. But here's the incredible part. When you supplement with creatine monohydrate, your muscles fill back up with this essential compound, And as they do, you start to notice something remarkable happening. You feel stronger, you feel more stable, you recover faster, you can move better, walk longer, even exercise more confidently. Knee up like this, that's not marketing hype, that's biology. In fact, Several clinical trials have found that older adults who take creatine while doing even modest resistance training gain more strength and muscle mass than those who exercise without it. It's like adding a turbocharge to your engine. You're still doing the driving, but now the engine has more power. And let's be absolutely clear. Creatine monohydrate is natural and safe. It is not a steroid. It is not a hormone. It is not a stimulant. It's a compound that your body already makes. It's found in foods like red meat and fish, but in much smaller amounts. You'd have to eat over pounds of steak daily to get the same amount found in one tiny scoop of powdered creatine. Lift your knee up like this. That's neither practical nor healthy, especially for seniors with digestion or kidney issues. So taking 3 to 5 grams of pure creatine monohydrate per day, usually about 1 teaspoon, gives your body what it needs without stressing your system. You simply mix it in water, juice, or a smoothie. It has no taste. It dissolves easily. It's affordable. And when taken daily, it accumulates in the muscle, giving you more fuel to move, lift, and live with confidence. Now, some of you might be asking, is it really safe for someone my age? A great question. The answer is yes, and that's not my opinion alone. Numerous peer-reviewed studies have looked at creatine use in older adults and have found no negative effects on kidney function, liver enzymes, or cardiovascular health when taken at the proper dose. Of course, if you have pre-existing kidney conditions or take medications that affect kidney function, you should always talk with your doctor first. But for most healthy seniors, creatine is very well tolerated. And remember the benefits go beyond muscle. There's growing evidence that creatine supports brain health too. That's right. Your brain also uses creatine for energy. And studies are showing that it may help improve memory, reduce mental fatigue, and possibly even slow cognitive decline in older adults. Imagine that, one safe natural supplement helping both your body and your mind stay sharp and strong. Let me share another story. A 68-year-old woman came to me saying she felt tired all the time. She wasn't sick. She just felt sluggish. She was afraid to exercise, worried she'd fall, and had started limiting her daily activity. We started her on a basic program, just light resistance band work and walking, And I added creatine monohydrate to her daily routine, just 3 grams per day, mixed into her breakfast smoothie. Within 2 weeks, she told me her walking pace had improved. By 4 weeks, she was standing up without bracing her hands on the chair. At 6 weeks, she said something powerful, I feel like I'm getting my body back. That's what this is about. Taking back your strength, taking back your life. You don't need to be a gym rat, You don't need to lift heavy weights. You don't even need to leave your house if you don't want to. But you do need to support your muscles, your brain, and your body with what they require. And creatine monohydrate gives you exactly that support safely, affordably, and naturally. It is one of the few supplements I recommend to nearly every senior. Your knee like this, because I've seen the transformation it brings. So if you've been feeling weak, if your balance has been slipping, if your strength isn't what it used to be, and you want to rebuild restore and revitalize it, consider creatine. This isn't about chasing youth. This is about aging with strength, purpose, and energy. And doing it with a safe, trusted tool that works. I love you, I care about you, and I want you to live with power, clarity, and confidence. No matter what your birth certificate says, Now, when most people hear the word creatine, they immediately think about building muscle. And like this. It's true, creatine is one of the best natural tools we have for rebuilding muscle mass, especially as we age. But what if I told you that this humble supplement goes far beyond just strengthening your muscles? That's right. Creatine does a lot more than people think. It supports the brain, the bones, like this, energy production, recovery, mood, and even your daily function. And for seniors, these benefits can truly change lives. Let's talk about your brain first. Did you know that your brain is one of the most energy demanding organs in your body? It may only weigh about 3 pounds, but it uses nearly 20% of your total energy supply. That means your brain cells are constantly burning fuel to keep your memory sharp, your mood balanced, and your focus clear. And guess what? Creatine plays a key role in that energy process. Just like it fuels your muscles, creatine also fuels your brain. It helps produce ATP, the energy currency your cells need to function properly. Without enough creatine, your brain can feel foggy, tired and sluggish. a feeling many seniors experience but often chalk up to normal aging. But I want to let you in on something powerful. Your memory, clarity, and focus don't have to decline. In fact, several recent studies have shown that supplementing with creatine improves cognitive performance, especially in older adults under mental stress or sleep deprivation. Let me repeat that. Creatine, a simple natural compound, has been shown to help people think better, remember more, and feel mentally sharper. One study in particular looked at older adults who supplemented with creatine for 6 weeks. What they found was striking. Those who took creatine performed better on memory and reasoning tasks and even reported less mental fatigue compared to those who didn't take it. It's like giving your brain a little turbo boost, allowing you to stay sharp and alert as the years go on. But we're not done yet. Let's talk about bone health. You know how important it is to maintain strong bones as we age. Falls and fractures can be devastating and one of the leading causes of hospitalization in seniors. But here's something not many people realize. Muscle health and bone health are closely linked. The stronger your muscles, the more tension they place on the bones during movement. And that tension tells your bones to stay strong. In other words, when your muscles are weak, your bones are more likely to weaken too. Now, this is where creatine steps in again. Studies show that creatine not only helps you build muscle, but also contributes to improved bone density and strength especially when combined with weight-bearing or resistance exercises. That's because creatine enhances the effectiveness of those exercises. When you have more muscular energy, you move better. You challenge your skeleton more, and your bones respond by getting stronger. So, by supporting your muscles, creatine indirectly supports your bones, helping you stand taller, move more confidently, and protect yourself from dangerous falls and fractures. Let's not forget about energy. One of the most common complaints I hear from older adults is Doc, I just don't have the energy anymore. And I get it. As we age, our cells become less efficient at producing energy. We may be eating the right foods and getting our rest but still feel worn out. That's where creatine comes in again, because it helps restore your body's cellular energy supply. It supports the production of ATP, the molecule that fuels nearly every function in your body. More ATP means more energy to walk, cook, clean, play with the grandkids, or enjoy a stroll through the park. And we're not talking about jittery, artificial energy like from caffeine. You're talking about real, deep, cellular energy, the kind that lets you live your life fully. Now, here's something you might not expect. Creatine can also improve your mood. Yes, your mood. When your muscles are strong, when your brain is energized, and when your body moves with ease, you feel better, you feel alive. And when you add creatine to your routine, studies show it can even help reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety, especially when combined with physical activity. Why? Because it supports the brain's chemical balance. It reduces inflammation in the nervous system. It increases the availability of neurotransmitters that keep you feeling calm and focused. I've had patients in their 60s and 70s tell me that they not only felt stronger after taking creatine, they felt happier, more emotionally balanced, and more optimistic. That's no coincidence. That's biology. I want to share one of those stories. A woman in her early 70s came to me struggling with fatigue, foggy thinking, and low mood. She had lost confidence in her ability to stay active and was becoming more isolated. We made a few adjustments, added a short walking routine, encouraged more hydration, and began daily supplementation with creatine monohydrate. In just a few weeks, her energy was up. She was participating in community walks. Her brain fog had lifted, and she told me something I'll never forget. Doc, I feel like the lights turned back on. That's the power of supporting your body the right way. Now, I want to be clear. Lift your knee up like this. Creatine is not a magic pill. It's not a replacement for movement, good nutrition, or a healthy lifestyle. But it is a powerful tool, one that supports multiple systems in your body and helps you get more out of everything you're already doing. It helps your muscles get stronger, your brain stays sharper, your bones grow denser, your energy lasts longer, and your mood rise higher. And the best part, it's simple. Just 3 to 5 grams per day, a small scoop taken with water or juice once a day consistently. It's tasteless, it's safe, it's well studied. And for many seniors, it's a complete game changer. You deserve to feel strong, to feel sharp. You deserve to feel joyful and energized. And with the right support, you can, at 60, at 70, at 80 and beyond, just don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I love you. I care about you. And I want you to live with strength, not just in your body, but in your mind, your heart, and your spirit like this. So we've talked about what creatine is. We've talked about how powerful it can be, not just for your muscles, but for your brain, your energy, your balance, and even your mood. But today, I want to talk to you about something equally important, how to take it correctly. Because let's be honest, sometimes supplements can get confusing. Dosage instructions, there's conflicting advice online, loading phases, timing. It can be overwhelming, especially if you're already juggling medications or dealing with health concerns. So I want to make this very simple, very clear and very doable, especially for you, my senior friends who are serious about regaining your strength, mobility, and confidence. Let me start by saying this, you don't need to overcomplicate creatine. You don't need to take large amounts. You don't need to cycle it. You don't need to load it like you've maybe heard bodybuilders do this. All you need is consistency, patience, and the right daily dose. So here's the golden rule. Take the 5 grams of pure creatine monohydrate once per day. That's it. That's the sweet spot that's been proven again and again in scientific research to be effective for adults over 60. Safe, powerful, and sustainable. Now let me explain why that dosage is ideal. First off, your body already stores creatine naturally in your muscles, but as we age, those stores begin to decline, and we don't produce as much of it on our own. Plus, we usually don't eat enough red meat or seafood to replace those lost levels. And even if we did the digestive system isn't always as efficient at absorbing nutrients later in life. So when you take that small daily scoop of creatine, usually about 1 teaspoon, you're replenishing your body's supply slowly and steadily. Like this, you're giving your muscles and brain just what they need to stay energized and resilient. Now, there are people out there, usually in the athletic world, who will tell you to do a loading phase. That means taking 20 grams per day for 5 to 7 days, then dropping to 5 grams. And while that might make sense for someone trying to build large muscle mass in a short time, you don't need that. In fact, for seniors, I don't recommend loading phases at all. It's not necessary, and it can sometimes cause minor side effects like bloating or cramping in sensitive individuals. Instead, just stick to 3 to 5 grams per day. And in a couple of weeks, you'll begin to see and feel the benefits. Some people ask me, when should I take it, doc? Morning, night, before I walk, after I stretch. My answer, like this. The most important thing is that you take it consistently every day. That's it. If you want to optimize absorption, take it after a meal, especially one that has some carbs or protein, or after physical activity like a walk or light resistance training. This helps shuttle the creatine into the muscles where it's stored and used. And what do you mix it with? Water is just fine. So is juice, herbal tea, or a smoothie. Creatine monohydrate is tasteless and dissolves easily. You don't need fancy drinks or performance shakes. Keep it simple. Now let's talk about what kind of creatine to buy. This part is important because not all supplements are created equal. When you go to the store, shop online, you're going to see all kinds of flashy labels says creatine hydrochloride, creatine ethyester, buffered creatine, micronized creatine, creatine blends. It can be designed, but here's the truth, you only need one kind. Creatine monohydrate, your knee up like this. It's the most searched, the most affordable, and the most effective form available. All those other types, they're usually more expensive with no proven added benefit, especially for people over 60. Look for a product that's pure, third-party tested, and ideally made by a reputable company that doesn't add artificial fillers, sugars, or unnecessary flavorings. You want just one ingredient on the label, creatine monohydrate. Another question I often get is, will I gain weight from creatine? Let me reassure you, creatine does not make you fat. It does not add body fat. What it can do is cause a small increase in water content inside your muscle cells, especially in the first week or two. And that's a good thing. That's not bloating around your belly. That's water being pulled into your muscles, keeping them hydrated, full, and functioning. That's part of how creatine helps increase strength and muscle tone. Now, if you're someone who's very sensitive to water retention, just start with a smaller dose. Say this, 2 grams per day for the first week, and build up gradually to 3 or 4 grams. Most people tolerate it just fine. Let's touch on one more point. What if I miss a day? No worries. This creatine works by building up in your system over time. It's not like a drug where one missed dose throws everything off. Just get back on track the next day and stay consistent. In fact, one of the reasons I love recommending creatine to my older patients is because of how easy it is to stick with. 1 scoop a day. That's it. No timing windows, no special cycles. Just one healthy habit that fits seamlessly into your routine. And here's the beautiful part. The more consistent you are, the more your body will reward you. Over time, your muscles start to feel stronger. Tasks that used to leave you out of breath, walking upstairs, lifting groceries, standing from a chair, start to feel easier. You recover from activity faster. You start to feel like yourself again. I've seen it happen again and again with men and women in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, just by adding this one simple step to their wellness plan. I've had patients tell me, "Doc, I haven't felt this strong in years." Others have said "I'm walking longer without getting tired," or "I'm doing squats again and standing up without pushing off my knees." And the only thing that changed. A teaspoon of creatine every day, lift your knee up like this. So here's my message to you. You don't need to be overwhelmed. You don't need to get it perfect. You don't need a long list of supplements to stay strong. You just need to start and be consistent. 1 scoop a day. That's the foundation. Creatine is safe. It's simple. It's effective. And for seniors, it's one of the smartest steps you can take to reclaim your strength, energy, and independence. I love you. I care about you. And I want you to live with purpose, power, and peace of mind. You've got this. Now I want to talk to you about something that brings it all together, something that truly unlocks the full potential of what we've been discussing. You see I've shared with you how powerful creatine is. I've shown you how it helps with muscle growth, brain function, energy, recovery, and more. And yes, creatine can be a game changer, especially for seniors. But I need to be very honest with you right now. Creatine by itself is not enough. You cannot just take a scoop of powder, sit on the couch, and expect your body to magically transform. That's not how the body works. It's not how muscle is built. And it's not how strength, vitality, or longevity are earned. What truly creates lasting, meaningful, and powerful change, especially after 60, is the combination of movement and nutrition. These are the 2 pillars of health. Think of them like the wheels on a bicycle. If one is broken or ignored, you're not going anywhere. But when they both work together, you build momentum. And that's when the magic happens. Let's talk about movement first. You've heard me say this before. Your muscles don't know age. They know use. It doesn't matter if you're 65, 75, or 85. Your body was designed to move. And movement is one of the most powerful medicines we have, not just for your muscles, but for your heart, your lungs, your brain, your joints, your immune system. And even your emotional health. Now, when I say movement, I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting 200-pound weights. No. I'm talking about intentional, consistent movement that challenges your body enough to tell it, hey, I still want to be strong. This could be a brisk 20-walk road minute, climbing stairs, even standing up and sitting a chair from 10 times, doing light resistance training with bands or dumbbells, stretching and mobility work. In the morning, even something as simple as standing on 1 foot for balance for 30 seconds a day can stimulate your muscles and nervous system in powerful ways. When you pair creatine with movement, you give your body a very clear messaging. I'm not done yet. I want to rebuild. I want to stay strong. I want to thrive. Creatine gives your muscles the fuel. Movement is the spark that lights the fire. Without movement, that fuel sits in the tank. Unused, unactivated, unhelpful. But with movement, even gentle, consistent movement, that fuel powers recovery, repair, and growth. And the more you move, the more you can move. That's how you create momentum. Now, let's talk about the second wheel on this health bicycling nutrition. My friends, you cannot out-supplement a poor diet. if your body doesn't have the building blocks it needs. No supplement will save you. Muscle is built from protein. Energy comes from healthy fats and carbohydrates. Repair and detoxification come from vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and hydration. So let me ask you, are you feeding your body what it needs to stay strong? Most seniors are not. In fact, many older adults unknowingly eat too little protein. Which is critical for maintaining muscle mass and function. And remember, the older you get, the more your body needs high quality protein to trigger muscle repair. So here's a good target to aim for: to 1.2 gram per kilogram of body weight per day. For a 150-pound adult, that's around 68 to 80 grams of protein daily. You can get that from like this: eggs, chicken, fish, lentils, and beans, a Greek yogurt, and tofu, and tempeh protein shakes or smoothies. And don't forget to distribute your protein throughout the day. Your body absorbs it better that way. A little protein at every meal rather than all at dinner gives your muscles more opportunities to rebuild. Also, don't be afraid of healthy fats or complex carbs. Your brain runs on glucose. Your joints rely on omega-3s. Your cells need fiber, vitamins, and minerals from fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. And of course, hydration. Creatine helps your muscles hold water. That's part of what keeps them full and healthy. But if you're not drinking enough water, creatine can't do its job. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses a day, and more if you're active or live in a hot climate. So here's what I want you to see clearly. When you combine creatine with smart movement and targeted nutrition, something special happens. Your muscles become more responsive. Your bones get stronger. Your energy increases like this. Your recovery improves. Your confidence rises. This combination doesn't just add years to your life, it adds life to your years. I've seen seniors go from struggling to stand, to squatting on their own, from shuffling down the hallway to walking around the block with a smile, from low energy and brain fog to sharp focus and renewed motivation. And every time, it wasn't a miracle. It was simply the right inputs applied consistently, a little creatine each day, a bit of movement, even if it's just walking or stretching, a balanced nourishing plate of food, a mindset of possibility, not limitation. That's the recipe. This isn't about trying to look like you did at 25. This is about feeling stronger, safer, and more capable in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. And doing it in a way that's natural, sustainable, and empowering. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. You don't need intensity. You need intention. Every walk you take, every healthy meal you eat, every scoop of creatine you take, it all adds up. So please, my friends, don't just take creatine and wait for results. Use it, activate it, support it with movement and nutrition. This is your time to take control, to protect your independence, your vitality, and your joy. I believe in you. I support you. Like this. And I want you to wake up every day knowing you are stronger than you were yesterday, in body, in mind, and in spirit. You've got this.